Hey there, Ron Sullivan, your online hitting consultant. This young man just finished a 14-day top hand arm therapy with me online. Him and his dad have been just working really hard. And I think the results speak for themselves. A young player learning a little better fundamental understanding of what the top hand arm's role is in the swing. And folks, if you want to get a barrel that stays in the zone and through the zone, you have to understand what the top hand arm mechanism does. Okay, and so this video is actually going to be about elite swing hitting guru myths. Well, we'll say myth. Today we're just going to focus on the idea of tilt, right? And I'm going to tell you where that idea comes from and why it's messed up. Okay, so number one, we oftentimes see our favorite players, right, as these hitting gurus spend a lot of time memorizing positions of professional hitters, right, what it looks like. And so we see kids that lack this same tilt, if you will. And so a lot of times, sometimes with players that have backside problems like you see over here, you'll see a collapse. But in general, you'll see a lot of kids will have real level shoulders, and they're just not working through the zone big enough. And so we'll say, well, if we could just get our players to tilt more, right, then they're going to be able to get on plane better. They're going to have that Ferris wheel swing and all those things, right? And the idea comes from basically this, right? Here's Chris Davis, right, in a position like so. Well, where does that come from? Is this a conscious decision by Chris Davis to tilt his shoulders down, to rotate around his spine, or whatever else you want to call it? The reality is the reason why professional, or I should say elite swing hitting gurus talk about these things is because what you'll also hear them talk about is that one of their philosophies, one of their many weird philosophies, is that the hands and arms don't matter, that it's just this unit of parts that are holding the bat, and there's a connected unit. Our whole body is just going to turn in a circle, and everything's going to work out, and the barrel is just going to, or the arms and hands are just going to basically turn as a connected piece around the body, right? And the reality is that tilt doesn't come from a false mechanism of I've got to do this, I've got to tilt my body. Tilt is a natural response to getting your top hand arm into a position. When a player understands what the top hand arm's role is in the swing, you're going to have all the tilt you want in the world, right? So this pitch is here, right? You go a little bit lower in the zone, he's probably going to have more tilt, right? Without working on a tilt drill. We didn't work on a tilt drill. And this is why, I'm very grateful for parents to let me use their players as an example, because we're showing real life examples of kids, not just ideas, right? Not just, hey, here's watch what the pros do, because anybody could watch this video and go, wow, look at all the tilt. And you'd say, well, my player doesn't have tilt. You'd probably be right. Young players don't have tilt because of stuff like this, not understanding what the backside mechanism does. When you understand this, you will understand tilt. Why is this important? And the reason why these guys will continue to chase their tail and have your kids standing next to a net and tilting underneath the ball and all that kind of stuff is because they won't allow themselves to fit themselves or to squeeze out of that box where the hands and arms don't matter. Folks, the top hand arm matters. If you want to hit balls in this game, you better be able to get this mechanism in a position where it can get behind a ball and drive it, right? It happens over and over again where a player is literally using that mechanism as a driving force to get into a position where they can drive the ball, right? This wasn't a product of tilting his body a certain way. This is a product of him understanding, oh yeah, I got this, look at this sucker back here. That's not just back there to turn it around his body. It's right now he's saying, I'm going to give this all the range of motion I need to pound through it. And he's going to go straight behind the ball with that top hand arm. He didn't turn it. He's not flipping it. He's not turning a barrel. He's taking that mechanism, boom, and moving it straight behind the ball. Up and in, a little off-speed pitch here. Sorry, I don't have them all in the frame. You better know this rule, right? You'll get all the tilt you want. Stop believing in ideas that you're creating false mechanisms based on what guys are seeing. Also, compensations for the fact that they're not teaching it right? If you say hands and arms don't matter, then you automatically have to say, oh, and now we're going to add tilt to your swing. Right? Teach your players fundamentally what this mechanism does. You teach them that, and you're going to have all the tilt that your player's going to need, and you're not going to screw them up for the future. Ron Sullivan, your online hitting consultant. Thanks.